Hello everyone and welcome to my video. My name is Era Celeste and today I will be showing you guys how to build better even as a beginner builder. Now if you are totally new to building, I recommend going to my first tutorial. I will put a link in description and the little I thing in the top right hand corner, so if you haven't watched that, make sure to go watch that video first. It's very helpful if you are completely new. Anyways, this video is to help those of you who want to get a little more into your building and improve your skills. I will show the shortcuts and tips on how to make things look better. Alright, let's get right into the video. The first thing we will talk about is camera movement. Although I went over this in my last video, I do want to go into detail a little more because the camera position while you build can be very important. I see lots of newbies struggling with building simply because they are not comfortable with the studio controls. As you see here, I use a lot of different angles while building, although lots of people don't always need as much movement to build. It's important to learn your own rhythm and how you want to control camera movement. Some people move a lot more than others. It's your own job to find where you are comfortable though. If you can't tell already, I move a lot while building. It makes me comfortable than keeping my camera in one spot. Alright, now that you get why camera movement is important, let's talk about the actual controls. I will go through this fast, so try to keep up or just rewind the video if you don't get it. To move forward you will use the W key, and to move backwards you use the S key. To move side to side you use the A and D keys, A for left movement and D for right movement. To move up and down you will use Q for down movement and E for up movement as shown on the screen. Now sometimes the camera is moving a bit too fast, so if you want it to move slowly you have to hold shift while also moving in whatever direction you want to move it. To stop moving slowly, just simply stop holding down shift and it will go back to normal speed. It might take you a while to be able to navigate exactly the way you want to, but I promise over time it will become automatic as long as you keep using Studio. Alrighty, the next thing we will go over is block movement and rotation. If you watched my last video you might have noticed that the movement of my blocks were really limited. So I will show you exactly how to fix it so you can use scale, rotate and the move tools with free will. As you see here on the screen, when I try to move my block, the movement is super weird and limited. I will show you how to turn that into this smoothly moving block. I hope that makes sense, lol. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is click the model tab at the top of your studio. This brings you to different options in where you can change certain settings. After you click model you will look at the different options until you find the snap to grid section. Here you will see that I have my move numbers to 1 stud and my rotate at 15. What you want to do is change these numbers. For the move option, if you want something smooth you can change it to 0. As you can see, this makes the block move a lot smoother. You may also do this with rotate number as well. If you change it to 0 you will have free range of rotation. Now here is an important tip. When you are choosing these numbers, they are usually called increments or studs, and usually a lot of people don't actually use just 0 as their increment. When you are rotating you will find that sometimes you want small increments such as 5. This lets you move accordingly. Personally, I size up 5 increments for rotation every time I want to change increments. For example, I use 5, 10, and 15 mostly. While you build you will find each one of these increments helpful. Just learn to experiment with them and don't be afraid to try them out. Now for moving, I find lots of other people use the increment 0.1 instead of 0. This allows for smooth movement but just a little bit of a halt, not too much, but it's good for measuring. Personally, I don't use it, but that's just my way of building. It's important to find your own increments that you are comfortable with. Again, never be scared to try new things. Oh, and the moving increments also have to do with scaling too, so don't forget about that. Alright, so now we will move on to something I see a lot of people forget to use or is available. And that is different shapes. Now these other blocks took me a long time to use because I was super scared I would mess up. Over time I got less scared, but sometimes I still hesitate to use them, but when I do it's always worth it. What you want to do is either go to the Home tab or Model tab at the top of your screen, either or is fine. And you want to look in the Insert section where you usually spawn a block. Here you will notice there is a small arrow that points down. When you press this you are given 4 different shapes of blocks that you can use. The first one is the regular block, and which is mostly used in everyday builds. It can be used for anything like walls or making desks. Next is the sphere. It's shaped like a ball, so you can use these to make the edges of things smooth looking. You will see that in a demonstration coming up. After the sphere is the wedge. This block can be super weird to use, but when you need a really cool slanted block, this is the way to go. And last but not least, you have your cylinder. This can be used for things like pipes or bars. Now the trick with these blocks is they begin to play a big part in build when you combine them or find a cool use. They are cool alone, but together they make pretty cool things. In this demonstration I am showing you, you are seeing me combine a few spheres and cylinders together to make what looks like a pipe. Oh, and I also wanted to add in that while I was building this I was using the duplication shortcut, which can be used to make an exact duplicate of the object selected. To use this shortcut, just press Shift+D. Now something I see when people use this shortcut is that people usually have their collisions off. When you have this off, it means that your block will not move into each other like shown on screen. This means that if you duplicate an item, it will pop up over the block instead of the same spot as the block duplicated. To change your collision from off or off to on, you want to look in either the Home tab or the Model tab. They are located in the Tools selection. It says collisions when highlighted, that means it's on, and when it's not, that means it's off. The next thing I want to talk about is color and material. Although I showed everyone how to use these in my last video, I just want to put a reminder that these two are very important. They set the mood and theme for your build. Learn to use these and branch out with colors and different materials. Alrighty, next is measurement. When building, I haven't seen anyone else talk about this, so I will. When you are making a build, it is important to always use a dummy or NPC to measure things like walls or furniture. Doing this helps you be able to make proper size buildings for your character instead of having them super oversized and weird looking. You can find an NPC in the toolbox. I will show you later how to assess this. Alrighty, we're getting close to the end of this video. Before I continue, I just want to remind everyone that if this video was helpful to you so far, please leave a like and a comment. It lets me know to make more tutorials and builds cause you guys enjoy them. Okie dokie, now let's talk about the Explorer and Properties pages. Although many people probably won't always use this, I feel that it is important. I will also show you how to open the toolbox. So what you want to do is go to the top of your studio page and look for the View tab. After that you will look for the selection called Show. Here you will see the options, Explorer, and Properties, and just to the side of it is the toolbox. When you click all three of these, you will notice different tabs to pop up on your screen. They may be located in different locations, but you can move them wherever you like regular tabs. I prefer my Exfoliator on the top right while my Properties are on the bottom right, and my toolbox is always on the left side of my screen. What the Explorer does is show you all the parts you have inserted inside the world. When you select an item, you will see that the item highlights around the object and in the Explorer. This can be found inside the Workspace tab inside the Explorer. When an object is highlighted, you will also notice that a bunch of new options will pop up inside of the Properties tab. These are all different things that you can change about that specific block or blocks that you have selected. But today we will only be focusing on the name, reflectance, and transparency options in the Properties tab. So first thing is first, these two are found in the Appearance selection in the Properties tab. When you click either one, you will see you are able to type numbers or slide a line thingy. I usually just use the line. For reflectance, when you move the line thingy to the far left, you will notice your block will start to look like or resemble the sky. Personally, IDKY Roblox made it, but I am super glad cause I use this tool at random times. For transparency, this lets you change how much you can see your block. You can make it visible but just a little see-through. Alright, last but not least, here are my last tips. Please never compare your builds to other people. Everyone has their own style and way of doing things. Some people prefer low poly builds while others are better at detailing. This takes time to master and you will absolutely always be learning new things. I am also still learning. And the second thing is to take patience. Building doesn't just happen in 10 minutes or 30. It may take hours or days. The more time you put into building, the better you get. The builds you see on my channel took me hours and days to finish. No one is perfect. Some people build faster than others, and that is totally fine. Not everything will turn out the way you intended the first time, so don't feel bad. The things I showed you in this video will soon come natural, or maybe you will find better ways to use them for the type of building you do. You can use references or free models to help you too. It does not all have to be completely your idea. If you If you ever need inspiration to build, I recommend watching my videos or going on Pinterest and finding things to build. Anyways, I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video. I recommend learning these new tips and stuff for like the next month or more. I will not be making another tutorial until this video hits 100 likes, so make sure to smack that like button. Let me know in the comments if this tutorial helped you at all, or if you have any more questions, feel free to ask me. I have a lot of new builds coming up, so if you haven't seen any of my previous builds, make sure to go watch those. Alright, I love you all and I'll see you in the next video. Bye 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 bye.